Well, I think they all fall into one great big mistake she made, and it could be a violation of law, probably is a violation of law. Some people are suggesting she could even be prosecuted, and that's as simple as this. She was using a private email address instead of a government one. And it probably violates the Freedom of Information Act. It probably violates national security legislation laws, and it really hurts congressional oversight.
So that, of course, was Senator Grassley appearing yesterday right here on the Steve Malzberg Show, where he basically suggested that Hillary Clinton could be prosecuted for her behavior with her personal emails. Here to talk about that and a whole lot more is the Malzberg panel. We begin with Heather Hansen, trial attorney, columnist at HNGN.com, and most importantly, one of my partners in crime on our 6 o'clock p.m. show here every day on Newsmax. What was the name of that show, Heather?
The Daily Wrap.
Thank you very much. Also joining us, David Goodfriend, Democratic strategist and former Deputy Staff Secretary to President Clinton. Guys, I got to open up with this. It just seems like an awfully big charge, and now we have Ted Cruz today making the same charge, considering that at this moment, there has never been a shred of evidence, as of yet, to suggest that Hillary Clinton ever used that private email account to convey any classified information. Why are these guys making these allegations when there's no evidence as of yet? Well, Heather, we'll start with you.
Well, I mean, you know, Rick, first of all, why are they making these allegations? Because they want to, once again, focus on the fact that you know, we've got problems with Hillary. But the second problem of it is that if she got rid of this stuff after the State Department asked for it, there's a real obstruction of justice charge. There's a real possibility of that.
But you just said if.
Right, absolutely.
Right.
Well,
but that's
her
the
attorney
allegation.
said she did. David Kendall said.
You did not say she got rid of classified information.
No, but David Kendall said that Hillary wiped her server clean after Trey Gowdy requested from the State Department.
David, is that what he said?
Yes, it is.
I believe that Hillary Clinton has turned over 50,000 documents to the State Department
So
upon
what?
request. And
So
the
what?
issue
How many?
here is whether or not any statutes were violated, be that the Freedom of Information Act or the National Security Act. And you know what? There's no lock on the courtroom door, and I invite any and everyone who would like to sue Hillary Clinton to go ahead. Better people than you have tried and failed to bring her down on that basis. But go ahead and sue Hillary. That's the way the country's supposed to work. That's the way our judicial system works. Until that happens, we really don't have an issue here. I think the prior speaker who said there really has not been any proof is absolutely right. What you have, I think, is this notion that if you repeat something enough, maybe it'll become true.
Yeah,
you can try that, but I think it also could be proven false.
Let me raise two issues into this. The first one I want to raise is, just to clarify, my understanding is David Kendall did indeed announce after they had received the subpoena that the emails had been erased, but he never said they were erased in time after the subpoena. We don't know when it was erased.
He did say that.
Heather, you want to bear me out on this?
I think you're right, Rick, but the thing is, that's why we need Hillary to be interviewed, and we need the interview to be transcribed, and we need her to get in front of these people and say exactly what went on. I think that, you know, that now Gowdy has asked her to do a sit-down interview that will be transcribed. I think that is a good compromise.
And she's agreed to do it, yes?
Yeah, it's a good, well, I don't know about that.
Well, she's asked to do it in public.
She wanted to do it in public.
Can I jump in here?
Yeah.
Can I just add something quickly? I think while the Republican Party would love to talk about Hillary or do anything not to talk about the civil war going on in the party about gay rights, the fact of the matter is, the more you talk about stuff like this regarding Hillary, the more you leave open the accusation that you don't want to talk about the issues. And I think the issues are where we ought to be keeping this campaign focused.
There is no civil war about gay rights.
There is a civil war for the heart and soul of the Republican Party going on, and ground zero is Indiana, and then Arkansas. And it's happening whether you like it or not.
I think it's a trumped-up issue.
Chamber of Commerce and Walmart and Apple and major corporations lobbying against these bills, and then religious conservatives lobbying for them. You have civil war in the Republican Party. That's what's going on right now. That's what we ought to be talking about.
I think David is trying to divert us from the cloud of corruption surrounding Hillary. You can't even see the woman's face. She's so enshrouded in this cloud of suspicion and corruption.
Yeah,
Nice try, but Mike Pence is in hot water right now.
Yeah,
and so
but
is
All right, but
Trump.
wait, David. I'm going to take their side just a bit here to say you are changing the subject. I'll tell you what. Let's put a pin in this for the moment. We are going to continue with our Malzberg panel. We're going to do that right after this. You want to stay with us. And we are back with the Malzberg panel, the sequel, part 2. I'm Rick Unger with my partner in crime here, Betsy McCoy. We're filling in for Steve today, who is off, I have to say, on assignment. I don't really know where he is, but when somebody's out of the newsroom, you say they're on
We're
assignment.
not telling.
We're not telling. We are joined by Heather Hansen, trial attorney extraordinaire, and David Goodfriend, who is the Democratic strategist, former deputy staff secretary to President Clinton, and an all-around good guy. David, since you brought it up in the last segment, while you were trying to dodge what the ladies here were trying to throw at you, let's get into this.
I accept that.
Let's get into what happened today with the Arkansas governor. As many of the viewers know, we've had this whole thing going on with Indiana all week over this freedom of religion defense. It was expected that Arkansas's legislature would pass a very similar law that would be signed by Arkansas's Republican Governor Asa Hutchinson. Instead, the governor changed his mind today and decided he wouldn't sign it and has sent it back to the legislature to either make amendments, recall it, do whatever they're going to do, but to somehow fix it. Betsy, we'll start with you this time. Betsy, what do you think? Is this the way it's going to be?
It seems to me that they're making a huge firestorm out of absolutely nothing, because there haven't been cases in these states so far of people claiming for religious reasons that they're going to discriminate against the LGBT community. So why the firestorm?
David, you get to go next.
Well, I actually just saw coming across the wires that in Indiana, where the new law is now on the books, signed by the governor, there are businesses, a pizzeria, for example, that is declared it will not serve gay couples if they ask them to serve their wedding. We have examples of it, and I think there's a really simple reason why. And my legal colleague on the other side here can check me on this. The federal statute that my former boss, Bill Clinton, signed into law in 1993 was in fact designed to protect people from government invasion of religious practices. The other state laws that have been in place are worded very similarly. The Indiana law, by contrast, is worded much more broadly and allows an entire corporation, for example, if one of the major owners has religious belief, to restrict who it serves. And we see it now playing out in Indiana exactly as predicted. So I think there is a factual basis for that. The supposition that these laws, the ones like Indiana's, the one that was going to be put before the governor in Arkansas, they really do open the door to refusing service of LGBT community members, and that is what is driving.
I just want to ask a follow-up question.
I think he was addressing Heather, so let her respond
No,
to that.
he is correct. I mean, the courts have interpreted your old boss's law in different ways, and some of them have actually said that the federal law does apply to individuals in the same way that this Indiana law was written to do. I think here the issue, and I think you're right, David, in what you say earlier, the Republicans have a problem with the perception that they are against gay people in general. And so take that and then add that to this law, and they start to create a cauldron of problems for the Republicans. I think that for the latest Pew poll on this particular issue showed that 49% of the public actually, it was only 49%, actually said that they didn't think that people should be able to use their religious reasons to refuse service to people.
So guys, we have only a very short period of time to go, and if I don't raise this question, my friend Betsy here is not going to be happy. Just quickly, David, we'll start with you. Do we get a deal with Iran at some point, either today or in the future, or do we not? Give me a short answer.
Oh my gosh. I have to say, for lots of reasons, we get a deal. However, I will say this.
Wait, no time for the however. Heather, quickly.
I don't see it happening.
And Betsy.
The president should walk away.
President should walk away. All right. Well,
Well,
guys.
she has to say yes or no, too. Come on.
All right.
Yes or no?
You
You're
got
there,
you got
right?
5 seconds, David. Go. You used up the 5 seconds, David. I gave you a chance. We got to get out of here. Coming up next, it's Steve's favorite segment. That's Gimme 5. Don't go away. You never want to miss that one.